Hey everyone, I want to show you all this XTAR MX8. It's an 8-slot battery charger. So check this out. It doesn't have any buttons on it. Like the last charger that I was showing you, it had all sorts of settings where you could change things, do things differently, deplete batteries, things like that. This is not going to do that. And that's okay. That's not what I needed. What I needed is to be able to bring these batteries in when I go out and get the batteries out of my trail cam. I've got 8 batteries that I wanted to charge up all at once, and got tired of rotating them all through. So I've got this now. This came in and I just wanted to show it to you. It can also handle lithium ion, like I showed you those NIMH batteries, but it can handle anything. Doesn't matter what type of battery you put in there, as long as it's on the compatible list. I'll show you like what it says on the box here. So that's what I'm going to be charging in it primarily. But you can also put these lithium ion in there, and I like that it can even handle that because I want to get into some of those. I want to get into some of these 1.5 volt lithium ion AA's. So if anybody knows of any that you like, please put it in the comments, because I don't have any. I've researched a few times. I've seen where people have like the little USB slot in the side of the battery. I'm a charger kind of guy. I like to just put batteries in the charger. So if you know of any of those, please let me know, because I need to get some of those. I want to start using those in my devices. Maybe not so much the trail cams because it gets really cold out there. I'll keep with the NIMH technology for the cold, but this charger, back to the charger, can also handle the lithium ion, 18650s, 21700s. So really cool. Let's look it over and show you what it's all about. You've got the Type C charging port, so you don't have to keep with what they send you. Thankfully, again, they send you everything that you need. You have a 20-watt charging block, so you have plenty of power off of your block. You have your double-sided Type-C cable, comes with everything you need. I want to show you all what they did with this port. So check this out. You have port 1, 2, 7, and 8 are listed as, can you see that? Yeah. Listed as 0.5 amp and 1 amp. So these are going to be your high amp, faster charging slots, and then your other slots are only 0.5. You only get 1 amp in these when you're only charging 4 batteries. If you go over 4 batteries and you go to your 5th battery, then everything is going to drop down to 0.5. Makes sense. They have to make sure that they have enough, amperage delivered across all of these slots. So that's how they mapped it out. You literally have it marked in the slots, so you don't even have to read the manual for that. Looking at the manual for you, I did find out for you that they have reverse polarity protection. So if you put the battery in backwards, you're going to be protected. I also found out that they have overcharging protection, so it won't overcharge your batteries. It will stop at the 1.5 volt with your NIMH. They also have overtime protection, so if your NIMH batteries go over 16 hours, or if it gets to 16 hours, it'll stop. All really good safety features that they've built in here. They also have over voltage, I already mentioned that, then operation sequence compatibility. So I was looking at that. It basically, what that meant was, it doesn't matter if you put the batteries in first then plug it in, or plug it in then put the batteries in. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever and it'll figure it out for you. They've also have screen. The screen will come on for 4 full seconds, and then it'll display which batteries are being charged. We're fixing to plug it in, and I'll show you that. And that's pretty much it. There's like some other stuff in the manual, but it's not really as important to cover as what I've covered so far. So now it's plugged in. Let me show you my giant arm out of the way, but I want to show you all what it was talking about. So for 4 seconds, all of the display lights up and then it goes out. And basically the other thing that the manual said was when you put these batteries in here, I'm just going to put one for now and then I'll fill it up here in a second. When you put these batteries in, it'll be flashing right there, so showing that the battery is charging, and then when it's done, as you would expect, it'll stop doing that. It'll show a full battery on that display right there, and then you can also see where it's flashing the 1.2 volt NIMH. When I mentioned earlier that it has an overcharge protection, I should give you the value on that. What it's looking for is 1.52 volts. So once it reaches 1.52 volts, it's going to stop. It has that safety feature in place, which is really good. That's good. We don't want to, damage any batteries. I put them all in there, and notice how this one isn't charging because it's detecting that I put it in the wrong way. I did that so we could check that feature and just make sure that what they said was true. So literally when you see this full battery flashing, it's not on steady. If it was steady, then that would mean that the battery's full. It's flashing and it's not saying what type of battery it is because it wasn't able to detect it. That clues you in. You come back, you're like, oh yeah, I did put that in backwards. Okay, let's fix that. So good deal. And now it picks it up, knows what it is, and now it's charging it. Awesome. Let's check another thing. This is the next thing that I wanted to check and confirm, so I yanked that AA out of there, and I went ahead and put this 18350 in there from my handy little Workhorse HD15 that I've worn out just about, but it's a great light. Anyway, check that out. It wound up taking it. I should have been recording because it's kind of like paused for a second. Actually, I'll deactivate it here in a second and we'll see if we can get it to do it again. But I could tell it was like thinking about it. It didn't start charging it right away, and then it switched up to the 3.6 lithium ion that you see right there, and is charging it. So that was cool. Let me do what I said I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and stop charging it for just a second. Notice how now it looks like an empty slot, and let's let it go again and see what it does. Nope, just starts charging it. I don't know, for whatever reason, when I put it in there right away, it just had like a full battery, acting like it was a full battery, but it wasn't saying what type it was, so it had to detect it. Hey, maybe we could do this. All right, we're just gonna messing with some stuff. Let's go ahead and take that out. Let's pull this battery out of here. I want to see if I can get it to do it again where it was like thinking about what it's doing. Okay, yeah, just for a little bit, but it got right to it. Who knows? I mean, this is straight out of the box. Maybe it just kind of needed to get its memory going and realize that I'm crazy and going to throw all sorts of batteries at it. Really, I'm not going to do too much of that. Like I told you, I'm just going to be doing the 8 AA's straight across, and if I can get into some of these lithium ions, start getting some of the kids' toys on the better lithium ion AA and AAA's, that's going to be awesome. And occasionally throw in some 18350s, 650s, and 21700s at it, but for the most part I'm still going to be using that other charger by XTAR that you can go see in my videos. You can check my archives and see that one. That one's still working really good, and I like how it has all the features where you can store batteries and deplete batteries, just whatever you need to do, like refresh them. It has all sorts of features. This is going to take care of a need that I had, so really cool, really excited about the fact that I can fill it up with these 8 AA's. I'm going to go ahead and let these batteries all fill up. I'm going to give them all you care to eat on this little buffet right here, and I'll just come back and show you all what this looks like once it fills them all up and how we're looking, and that'll pretty much be a nice way to conclude this video. And 2 hours later we have charged batteries, and that's what I was talking about, the flashing stops. You don't get the capacity, like you don't have any idea how much, you know, voltage and amps it had to give those batteries like the other charger, but for what it's doing, taking care of 8 batteries, very nice. I'm impressed. As always, if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks for watching.